Scene 27. Pran Talk. The door of my room is slammed shut, shaking the ceiling. It continues shaking frighteningly for a moment before everything turns quiet. I pant in anger, my heart beating too fast that my chest hurts. Thinking back to the recent conversation with my parents, my eyes get teary. My head flew back by the force of the hit. The person who slapped my face shudders with rage, his eyes reddening with brimming with tears. His sorrow and disappointment made me avert my eyes. I knew the previous incident was unforgivable and understood that my relationship with Pat was unacceptable for them, whether it was now or throughout my lifetime. Did I raise you wrong? How could you do that? Have you gone screwy mingling with that shameful brat? What were you thinking, Pran? The more silent I was, the louder my dad got. I kept my eyes tightly shut when their fury escalated to the point that I couldn't take it. The air was tense as it had never been before. While Dad yelled and Mom couldn't stop crying on the couch, I realized that was the first time a son like me made my mom cry that hard. Pat isn't a bad man, Dad. You have the nerves to say that to me right now? You. Nothing! Mom jumped and yanked Dad's arm the moment he was going to hit me again. Her tears kept trickling down her cheeks. I looked away, unable to hear the sight. Pran! Mom's voice quivered as she held my hands. I'm begging you, please cut ties with him and return to your old self. Please be my good boy again. I'm still me, Mom. Loving Pat or not, the person in front of you is still your son. You're not going to break up with him, am I right? Dad cut in, and Mom cried even harder. Are you sure about this? You think our families will join hands because you perverted people date each other? Dad. We'll see if I can't discipline you, Pran. Dad gritted his teeth, glowering at me, showing no sign of compromising. His action made me save my breath. Then he continued. Since you've graduated, I'll send you to be with Pong in England. Dad! I'll see to it as fast as possible. To hell with the commencement ceremony. We'll see if I can separate you two. It has nothing to do with this. Don't get two things mixed up, Dad. I don't care. Why bother differentiating anything at this point? Even if you kneeled and begged me, I'd do it anyway. Dad shouted, losing control. It was the first time I saw my dad seething in that much anger. The more he talked, the louder he was. The more I explained, the harder he yelled, as if the wrath is never ending. It must be the biggest mistake I made in my life that my parents would never forgive or accept. I've locked myself in my room since then. The door is bolted tightly. I refuse to answer the knocks or any questions. I only rest in my bed in a daze, head empty, with indescribable feelings. Pat's smiley face in the morning after we woke up pops in my mind. The warmth from his hand on my cheek felt so gentle, contrasting to his careless behavior. It's been a day since we heard each other's voices, just another day to be locked in a cage. I lie down and let tears fall down and seep through my pillow. I cry just a little, but it eases up my mind. When my phone vibrates in my pocket, I jump and quickly take it out. Par's name displays on the screen. I pick up without thinking much. Hey, Par. It's me. My dad took my phone. How are you? Are you hurt a lot? No, far from my heart. Pat acts unbothered and plays a joke as usual, but his breath sounds so strange that I can't hold my tears. My eyes start to brim with them again. Pran, don't cry. I'm not crying. I fight the urge to stuff the blanket in my mouth, but my voice contradicts my words. What did your dad say? Same old thing. I'm sorry. Yeah, as you should. I'm really sorry. I go quiet, not saying another word. I listen to his apology and close my eyes. I'm not mad or hold a grudge against him in the first place. Everything happened from our love and longing for each other. Our mutual feelings are nothing shameful, and I never regret falling for him. Up until now, I still wish to destroy every wall that keeps us apart. I don't want to care about other people's feelings beside the person in the house next to mine. Even though our hearts are attached, why is even meeting up considered wrong in reality? I love you, Pran. Pat says it softly, yet clearly, as if whispering in my ear. I smile despite the tears rolling down my cheeks. Why do you keep saying that? It's overflowing. I'll explode and die if I don't say it. I've always been jealous of his honest to the core quality. If I could speak my mind half as much as him, I wouldn't feel this uncomfortable. Even so, my mouth won't utter the truth in my heart. But didn't you sleep in your room? It's been dark since last night. They made me move to the other room. My room's locked. I smiled bitterly to myself. Although I could predict the answer, I don't know why I asked it to hurt myself even more. I looked through the window, past the balcony, to the other balcony door with the curtains drawn close, blocking everything inside. I miss him so much that I say without thinking that he should tell Par to open the curtains in his room. But I don't stay there anymore. Pat's reply feels like cold water slapping my face to wake me up from a stupid dream. No matter how long I stare at the empty room, with its owner and my imagination overlapping, it fixes nothing. The next topic is my boyfriend's wedding. His voice assures me that he's serious about finding the way out of this. Both the person who will get married soon and the one who can only sit here and watch are just as distressed. Pat tries his best to make me feel at ease, but it's still hard for me to smile. Besides his resolution, one thing is clear: the undeniable fact that our attempt and efforts are a fish out of the water struggling to breathe for at least one more second. I've locked myself in my room for over 24 hours, not going out or allowing anyone to come in. In the evening, the unlocking sound from the door makes me frown and get up. It's soon pushed open for my resentful dad to enter. No use being rebellious, he says curtly, no hint of worry, as if ordering his ward. Mom carries a tray of food inside and places it silently. She gazes at me in pain and leaves without a word. Dad stands there. He narrows his eyes at me and shuts the door before throwing a long brown envelope on the table. This is the document of the universities I'm sending you. I've contacted Pong yesterday. You're leaving in 2 weeks. I'll have someone accompany you to get the visa. The lengthy statement is not a question or declarative. It's an order required to be followed. A son like me can only listen with my eyes downcast, having no right to argue. The room is quiet when no one speaks. Seconds later, Dad walks out of my room. I eye the envelope and have a lump in my throat. I lie back down on my bed and stare at the white ceiling, not eating the food though I'm ravenous. Even if I don't want to eat, my body needs it. I press my lips together, recalling the time Pat and I were in my apartment. Pat would open the door with a smile and go right to my lap, asking me to do this and that for him. I miss the feeling when we cuddled and fell asleep on the bed. It's something ordinary, yet never fails to make me smile. With that thought, I keep asking myself, how come we reached this point? I want to go back to that time. The phone on the nightstand vibrates again in the middle of the night. Getting woken up, I grimace, rub my eyes, and reach for it. I frown when it shows an unknown number. I hesitate. When the line is about to be cut off, I decide to pick up. Hello? Pran. I recognized the familiar voice immediately and also hear cars passing by from afar. I sprang up and turned on the bed lamp. Pat, where are you calling me from? I'm on the main street. What are you doing there? I asked with a serious voice and looked at the clock. It's 3 in the morning. Do you want to get jumped? I can't take this anymore. His voice is as serious as mine. It stops me short. The wedding, my mom won't back down. She's going for it. I don't want to play along anymore. Pat, pack your necessities and come here right now. Hold up, Pat. Run away with me, Bran. Let's be together. Start anew. Just the two of us. And go anywhere that we can be together. Pat, listen to me. Let's rent a house far away from here. We can make it if we both work. Pat, listen to me! I shout, my chest burning and painful. Everything he said got me shaking. I'm scared and happy simultaneously. I can't deny that my heart swells from those words. I know I want this as much as him. However, reality won't change. In reality, it's not easy to do what he wants. Pat is still the same reckless guy, always running in head first and thinking about the consequences later. The image of him sleeping before the convenience store with a dog licking his mouth pops up in my head. I smile a little and shake my head in affection. All that he is puts a smile on my face. Always. I don't want to ruin that with my own hands. But, Ran, the way he calls my name says that he knows what I'm thinking. We know each other so well, too well. About what you said. I want to agree to it without thinking. Then don't think anymore. But it's not that simple in reality, Pat. Why do you care about reality? I love you. I want to be with you. Love and desire to be together aren't enough. Don't you understand? Do you think it's easy to leave everything behind and run away together? Do you think it's good to find a house, get a job, live with no plans, and just cuddle in our room? It's better than getting locked up and forced to marry someone else and not you. But you don't understand. I'm already a terrible son. My mom's been crying for several days now. Everything is going downhill. Don't you see it? I don't care about the others. I want to be with you. Don't you understand? But I don't want to endure it any longer. Do you get it? I don't want to. But calm down. Listen to me. Please, listen to me. My tears fall at last. We're both in pain, and our patience is running out. We could lose it at any moment, like drug addicts during the withdrawal stage. You have to pull yourself together. You know, we can't just run away. Can you really leave your family behind? You care about your dad, your mom, everyone, but not me. But quit talking nonsense. You don't care if we won't be together, if we have to break up, or if I have to be with someone else? I pause, because his words pierce right through my heart. I never said I could stand it or would be willing to break up with him. I never objected that I didn't love him. Just seeing him being with someone else and knowing the wedding will happen soon, I want to scream that I can't take that. I want to leave everything behind and run away with him, as he said. I want to be an impulsive idiot. I want to care about no one else and be selfish for once, because I know too well that I want to spend the rest of my life with him. But you don't care about your parents. But what about your sister? Hearing those words, Pat goes quiet. He's always been the brother who loves his sister as much as his life. He puts his sister first, no matter the circumstances. From what I remember, Par is his only weakness. What do you mean exactly? An invisible hand just ripped my heart out of my chest. Hearing his quivering voice, I can tell that he's crying. You won't go with me, no matter what, right? I never want to see him cry or hurt him. Our love is like holding a knife without the handle with bare hands. We don't want to give up our love, so we clench our teeth and hold on tight, not loosening our grips, even though the blade is cutting our flesh. The wounds have become too deep to heal as time passes. The only solution is of one of us needs to let go. But my voice trails off. My heart screams that I love him thousands of times, but I suppress it all inside. I'm going abroad. What? My dad's sending me to study abroad with Pong. I won't let you. You know, I can't go against my dad. That's why I'm telling you to run away with me. I'm not letting you go. You can't keep acting like a kid, Pat. If being an adult means losing you, then I won't be one. Can you hear me? I won't be one. We both pant from all the shouts. Despite our immense love, it's impossible to take each other's sides. I can't argue with you until morning, Pat. It's late and dangerous. Go back to your house. No. Pat, don't be childish. Are you breaking up with me? I knew it was going to happen. But now that we've finally brought it up, it hurts so much that I cry. You know that I'm going to have to get married, right? Can you have it? Can you stand seeing me with someone else? I keep my mouth shut, the lump in my throat getting so big that a word won't come out. I'm going to ask you again, Pran, Pat says, his voice shaking, gritting his teeth patiently. Are you really going to go abroad? You won't come to me, right? I take a deep breath and hold it, trying not to let out a sob. I don't want to show him my weak side as we let each other go. Mm. With that, Pat goes silent for a while. Hearing him sob, I can't hold my tears, my heart burning. It's like it's like everything is falling apart and I don't have enough strength to gather the pieces of our love in my arms. If that's your decision, I guess I have to get married for my parents as well. Pat's hoarse voice utters those hurtful words. This time he just hangs up, no sweet words nor promises spoken. I only hear the beep sound and listen to it until it breaks off. My knees wobble. I hope Pat will be happy and able to become his old self even without me. I clasp my phone tightly with both of my hands and lay my face on them. Tears keep trickling down now that I stop holding them. I whisper the word of love that will never reach him no matter how loud it is. I love you. Even though I can't follow my desire, I hope that the owner of my heart will at least be doing fine. End of scene 27.